Hi. So I wanted to talk to you about OCD, Obsessive Compulsive Disorder. I tell people that I have it, and people think, oh yeah, I can't, I get bothered when things aren't organized too, so I must have OCD. No, it's great that you like to be organized and you care how things are done right, but unless it's feels like it's eating away at you when you can't have things the way you need it to be, then maybe you should go see a mental health worker because you might have OCD. But if you just like the odd thing organized and you don't like when it's not the way you want it, that's not the same. When you start to worry that, oh my god, I left the stove on, or the door's unlocked, or the house is going to catch fire, or whatever, or I've left the tap on and the house is going to flood, you probably don't have OCD. So I've had different people try to help me deal with my OCD. My ex, he used to help me. I use that word very loosely. He would help me by yelling at me that I need to get over it. Yes, because that's so useful. So he would yell at me to get over it, and when I would organize the movies, the top shelf being his movies, the next shelf being my movies, the next shelf being family movies, and the bottom shelf being the cartoons for the kids. And each of those were organized by alphabet. He would get mad and say that that's not right, that's too confusing for the kids. My kids learned their alphabet by the time they were 4 years old because they knew where they went in the movies. So, anyway, so to help me, my ex, at the time, he would take the movies and he would start sliding them all over the place. And I don't know exactly how long he would do that for, but it seemed like an hour, but it felt like days. Just when he first started to move around, the kids were like, and then they'd look at me to see what I was going to do. I'd just go and start twitching and stuff. And then as time went on, it became me yelling, just leave it, and crying and total panic attack and stuff, because I think the biggest thing with OCD is, I can't speak for everyone, but for myself, it's when you have no feeling, it's when you feel you have no control over most of your life, and you need that little bit of something that you can control. It gives you balance in your life. It makes you feel like you have control over something, even when the rest of your life is chaos and out of your control, and somebody else is telling you to do this, that, and the other thing. Having things done my way, whether it was as simple as organizing things by alphabet or by color, size, shape, whatever. It wasn't much, but it was something that I had control over for that moment, and it gave me peace. And then there's people that, like I said, like my ex, he couldn't stand that it was not normal or whatever you want to call it. And so he wanted to help me. Anyway, but in the last few months, I have a new friend in my life, and he's been wonderful. He's very supportive, and he allows me to he suggests things that will help me, and he allows me to work through things on my own time, and he's patient with me, and he allows me to work things on my own. So one of the things about my OCD is I have a fear that I'm leaving my stove on. And so I have difficulty leaving my house. I have anxiety, and I have social anxiety, and I have, just so many things to list. But anyway, so when I start to panic that I'm out in public, I automatically think, oh my god, I left the stove on and I gotta go home, I'm gonna burn down the whole building, and I freak out. And so my friend came up with this great idea that I use my phone, use the camera on my phone and take a picture with the timestamp and then of the stove, and I can see that all the buttons are turned off. And then when I'm out in public, I can just push up the picture on my phone and take a look and go, okay, I'm good. I don't have to rush back. I'm fine. And yeah, that's very helpful. So if you have OCD and you have panic attacks that you've either left the stove on or you've left the tap on, I suggest that you take a picture of it, because once you can see that it's safe, it's a huge relief and you'll be able to relax a little bit. But as for everything else that OCD does, I'm still working on that, and if I figure anything out, I'll let you know. Okay, well, bye for now. Bye.